Hi everyone, I'm Tanaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of December 5th. So on December 3rd, 4th, we had that new moon total solar eclipse that fell in the sign of Sagittarius. That eclipse was ending an eclipse cycle that we have been working with since May of 2020, but the energy will linger. We'll still be working with that energy up until January 18th, 19th, when we finally officially shift into having the eclipses fall not in Gemini Sagittarius, which is what we've been working with since May of 2020. Instead, they'll fall in Taurus Scorpio, and we'll kickstart that new Taurus Scorpio cycle. So that officially happens in mid-January. So this eclipse, even though it's happened, it's peaked, we've kind of reached that final destination. Whatever we've needed to learn, however we've needed to grow, here we are, we've arrived, and that energy will kind of linger and continue as we move through the weeks. Also, it's interesting, and I didn't know this is something I just learned. At the time of this eclipse, there was a configuration in the sky known as a learning triangle. And this was new information for me, something new that I learned. So this learning triangle, as the name suggests, indicates that this eclipse could have brought up or could continue to bring up some sort of struggle or issue that requires us to quickly learn something, to quickly, take in new information or to really apply ourselves in order to reach a level of harmony, of stability, of ease. So maybe you've noticed that, or maybe that's something that still might manifest for you under this eclipse. This eclipse made what's known as a learning triangle. That was something new that I learned, and maybe you can relate to that. There was something that you very quickly had to learn under this eclipse. So that's a little extra there on the energy of that eclipse, which I said energy will linger, we'll continue to work and feel with it and feel like we've kind of arrived at that final destination. If you want, you can kind of look back, since May of 2020. How have you grown? How have you evolved? What have you had to learn? What lessons has this eclipse cycle brought up for you, and where do you stand now? Eclipses always signify quantum leaps or quantum jumps in consciousness. So they tend to bring events that help shift and elevate our soul. So you can think about, how have I shifted and elevated my soul through this journey? And again, you might have to wait till that January point, mid-January, to get that total clarity once because we're still working with the energies, but you should be starting to feel it, especially as we move through this week, and that peak of that eclipse is now starting to fade. This week, as we get to the end of the week, I want to talk about, we have this alignment which is relating to Venus retrograde. So Venus does not go retrograde until December 19th. However, it is a strong energy. It's already kind of in effect. And at the end of this week, on December 11th, we have Venus aligning with Pluto. And this is going to kind of flavor the energy of this Venus retrograde. So let me walk it back a little bit. Venus rules over things like relationships, matters of the heart, love, money, things that we value, things that we think are worthy, our own self-worth. All of those things are governed by Venus. So when Venus goes retrograde, all of those things can come up for review in our lives. It can be a time where all those things need to be, if there's issues, they need to be addressed, they need to come up, and that can typically happen in a Venus retrograde. It can really shine a spotlight on our relationships, and that's our relationships with the energy of love, with money, with other people, and with ourselves and the things that we value. So that's kind of Venus retrograde in a nutshell. On December 11th, Venus and Pluto align, and this is going to flavor the energy of the retrograde. And that's because Venus and Pluto will just spend quite a bit of time together through Venus's retrograde period. And that energy we start to feel this week. Pluto represents power. So Venus and Pluto coming together can really be a power dynamic for following our heart, for allowing ourselves to be guided by our heart, for feeling powerful when we tune in and connect with our heart energy and follow through on where our heart is guiding us. There's a real beautiful energy when Venus and Pluto come together, and we can really use it to follow our hearts, tune into that heart energy space and feel a sense of power, or the innate power that comes when we do that. Venus and Pluto aligning, however, can also shine a light on power dynamics in our relationships. So, where there might be a little bit of a power struggle, where we're being too maybe smothering, or where we're not standing in our fullest power, those dynamics can come up under this energy. Where are you not stepping into the fullness of your power in your relationships? And that can be with other people, it could be with just with yourself, and it can also be with money too. So that might be something that comes up this week and something that we'll be feeling as we shift deeper into this retrograde energy. So, maybe take time this week to really think about your, focusing and leading from the heart. One journal prompt that you might want to try this week is, what makes me feel most tuned in and tapped in and connected to my heart? So, what feeling space, what activities, what sort of actions do I need to take in order to feel most connected, most aligned, and most empowered by the messages of my heart? So that might be something you want to try this week. So that is kind of it for the energy of this week. We're still working with that eclipse. We've got this Venus retrograde energy definitely rolling in. You might already be feeling it. Venus retrograde tends to highlight and shine a spotlight on our relationships, like I mentioned. So that could also be something that could be coming into your awareness, and how you can create more balance and ease and a balance of power in your relationships. I hope that was helpful. You can always find more at foreverconscious.com, and also don't forget your moon calendar for 2020 is now available. I only have about 100 left or so, and that'll be it. So if you're interested, please get in. They're available on Etsy. I'll drop the link below. Each month comes with the full moon, new moon, retrograde dates, the sun's movement through the zodiac. Every month comes with sort of cosmic inspired artwork and a affirmation. So if you're interested, I'll drop the link below. It's available on Etsy. All right, I hope that's helpful. You guys all have a wonderful week. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much.